So, Bob, do you describe yourself primarily as a speaker? I would assume not.
Sounds like more
No,
of a-
I'm a trainer. I'm a trainer who
Trainer, okay.
occasionally gets up in front of groups.
Sure. Because yeah,
Love it.
there's
we
a
see in
huge
this-
distinction.
Yes.
Hey, Bob, it sounds like you also, besides being a trainer, you also are you develop a process for your clients, almost as if you're a curriculum developer, in giving steps and processes for the client to carry out and implement as a new model for their team, right?
You're 100% correct.
Very good.
Yeah, so I do a lot of design. There's kind of two sides to my coin. I either do W-2 work, where I'm in doing training manager, or I have my own business, and in that business, sometimes I'll do exclusively design, sometimes I'll do exclusively facilitation, sometimes it's a blend of both.
But you're literally reorganizing the way that they do their sales from step A to step Z. You're helping them to redo the process to make it more efficient, more successful, right?
Yes, sir.
What do you see being the biggest mistake in sales?
Well, this ought to be good.
Yeah, I don't know if I could distill it down to one thing, but I think it's tenacity, right? No matter what you do, sales is still a numbers game.
Yeah.
So when
Yeah.
you get kicked in the teeth, go out and do it again.
The fortune is in the follow-up, right?
Yep, absolutely.
You just described my morning. I was like, man, I need this meeting because I'm still in shock over my morning. Oh my God.
Well, was it one of those mornings that gets stuck in your craw for the rest of the day, Sandy, or?
Oh, it's going to stay with me forever, and it should. Do you have a minute for me to share?
Okay,
For
Yeah.
anyone who's new and gets freaked out about making mistakes, I can swear on a stack of Bibles 16 years in, you can still make really stupid mistakes. So, long story short here, someone had reached out, they had found my website, they wanted me to come in and speak. Not my normal audience, but they were positive I would have something that could enlighten them. I agreed. You're right. Yes, I could. So then it got really weird really fast because then they're a small nonprofit. So pricing became an issue, right? And it got, David, I could just imagine you laughing over this because it got.
I just heard small
really,
nonprofit and I already know.
well, no, but you know what? It got really stupid because I was suggesting this price plus taxes. And they kept coming back with, well, it can't be more than this. And it's like, my price is lower. But the plus taxes was like blowing their mind. I finally did the math for them so they can calm down. It's like, people. So we got past that and they were like, oh my God, this is amazing. Yes, okay, we are going to do this. Then I sent out their invoice. Of course, there's financing, takes a while, the whole bit. And you guys in the States wouldn't know, Canada Post is out on strike, so you're not mailing diddly squat. And yes, I still have people that mail checks to me. So I was like, okay, we can't do that. We got to look at some other option. So I was like, I had looked at the information in the emails, and based on the name of the organization, this is a local organization. So I was like, guys, like if it's going to be a check, don't worry about it. I'll jump in my car and pick it up. I live in a city of 100,000 people. 10 minutes gets me across the city. This is a non-issue, right? And it means I get to see the space. I get to meet the organizers. All of this is positive. So we were scheduled for me to pick up the check this afternoon. So it's like, okay, I got to do that. Better get an idea. I'm very much a visual person. Gonna call up Google Maps and see where this place is, right? So landmarks. Can't find it. And I'm like, what the heck's going on? did I type it wrong? Did I spell it wrong? Nope. So finally, after searching, I sent them an email and it's like, okay, crazy question. But I just want to confirm your address, Drew. You're going to appreciate this. I got to confirm your address so I can pick up the check this afternoon. And they wrote back right away. Oh my God, we are so excited to meet you. Here's the address. I am in Thunder Bay, Ontario. That's North Shore, Lake Superior, really close to the US border and Manitoba, like that corner. They're a suburb of Ottawa.
Oh, no.
It's a 16-hour drive, but it's a daycare. And the name of their daycare is the same as the name of a daycare that used to be here, I guess, closed down recently. And I was like, guys, one, not picking up a check this afternoon because 16 hours, not going to make it by the time you close. And two, unless we switch to a virtual event, the event's not happening because the amount I agreed to is not covering that. So I'm waiting for them to get back to me. How's that for? I'm still going, how did we miss that? I looked on my website. It's very clear where I live. It's like, how did she miss it? I talked about locals several times. Total miscommunication.
That's a bit of an issue, Sandy. And for those that might not know, Ontario is just massive. You could fit several small European countries or a
100%.
dozen of your smallest states in it. But yeah, Ottawa to Thunder Bay is a fairly enormous
16 hours drive. It's
experience. Yeah.
one way.
Yeah.
So it's like hard pass. And how did that? So it sounds trivial. Confirm an address, the first conversation.
You got to make everything absolutely dummy proof.
Oh, seriously. I was like,
So, in
what
real
the-
estate, I've had moments where I was talking to a client, like I went to his house.
Yep.
We were talking about this land that he was developing into a 5-unit,
Okay.
talking about helping him develop it or get the plans and then sell it. And all the, how I could help and all these things. And he's even like, hey, how much do you think this house that I just built is worth? I was there with my partner, so I know I'm not crazy. I gave him my card, which has real estate advisor on it. Told him I'm a realtor, all these things, but I also invest.
Yeah.
He lists this piece of land with not approved plans with someone else. And I called him and I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah.
And he's
What
like,
happened?
honestly, I didn't know you were a realtor. And my partner was on the phone with me and I was like, am I crazy? Did I like not tell this guy?
Right, gaslighting here.
He was like, no, we 100% did. I was like, sometimes even if you spell it out, people can't read it.
What is that quote? No one is as blind as those who choose not to see. That one?
Pretty much.
Hey, Sandy, to make you feel better, I was supposed to be in Connecticut, and I drove all the way in New York, upstate New York, because I had the wrong address. Not because the night before I'd set it up. I'd never done that. I don't know why I did that. I set up the address on my GPS the night before. I was just trying this new thing. Then I went to sleep, wake up, just press the button, and I'm gone. And I'm in a place where there's a bunch of dirt in the road. I'm like, I'm here. I don't see nothing going on. I say, no, are you here in this address? And I looked at my GPS. I said, oh my God, I'm in the wrong location. Then,
Wrong state.
here's the crazy part is, and I said, okay, send me the address again. And I put it on my phone. It was another 5 hours drive.
I was going to say, how far are you
It
from the
was
right?
5 hours drive, and then it was a very important people there, and then they told me, "Hey man, just go home. We'll do it another time." I said, "No, no, no. You guys wasted. You flew from Atlanta to flew here just to see me for us to meet." I told her, "Hey, find something to do. I'll be there in a few." So I drove all the way back to that address, met with them. Then after that, I was able to drive home. But again, I'm happy that. But what I blame on postpartum because my wife, we just had the baby. I say, hey, I've been up all night with this baby though, so postpartum is doing this to me. So
Baby brain.
Valid
Oh my
excuse.
God.